Hello, today I'd like to create a new item that allows me to put a flashlight on my glasses and connect it actually to my glasses and allow me to remove it when I want and when I'm not using it. So when I'm looking at things and it's slightly dark and I can't see, I gotta either hold my flashlight with one hand, and maybe I can't use my hands at the same time. So I just have a normal Work Pro flashlight. This is Amazon, super cheap, and so I'm gonna measure the diameter. So what I want is a little holder that goes around this and holds the front of this. So we're looking at 14.08 millimeters is the diameter of that. So I just want to build it a little bit bigger than that to allow it to where it doesn't slip and slide right through my hole. So I quickly drew a sketch of what I want to do. So here is my sketch. So I want to use this is my glasses frame. Okay, that's the side arm of my glass, and the size of that I know it's backwards, but yeah, it's 3.4, and then the overall height of it is 5.5. okay, and the diameter, I put the diameter in there, so I got a 14.5 millimeter dimension for the diameter. And this here might be a little tight here, but this will allow it to have a little bit more loose, and I can slip and slide it inside of it. And then I have a little cutout down here, and the cutout allows me to install it and remove it from my glasses. So these are the glasses I'm referring to, and this is the width of it that I'm referring to, and then you can see the height of it that I'm referring to. So if I measure that width, it is let's see, we got it depends, but it starts out about 3.2. so I'm going to build it a little bit bigger. I'm going to have like a 0.3 clearance all the way around it, and so that's what we're going to do today. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to open up my Onshape here, and Onshape, I'm going to go this is a Onshape free version, free subscription. So this is all public data. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new document, and we're going to call this glass, or we're going to call this flashlight holder. Okay, so now we'll just basically need only one plane to do this. We can left click, right click, hide that right plane, left, right, hide that top plane. Okay, so now we're looking at a front plane. We can hit front over here, and we can zooms us into it. Okay, so now we will start the sketch. So let's go over here to sketch, click on our front. Okay, it gets us into that sketch view inside of there. It created a sketch inside of there. All right, so let's start drawing this guy out. First, I'm going to start with my frame size of my glasses. So I said it was 3.4 by 5.5. So yeah, you could just throw in whatever you want, and then you can start your first dimension. So that was 3.4. Okay, and then this one here is 5.5. Okay. Okay, Control Z to undo that last one. I can pull this up. Sometimes they stick to each other. So 5.5. Okay, and now we will put a clearance around there of 0.3, so we can use an offset feature. Let's click off that guy right there. So we're going to go to offset here. We can do this here, and then we can just say here to here. We click this little guy right here, and then we can type in here. Actually, let's create all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to double click on that guy and put 0.3 down there. So it just made us now we're 0.3 around everything. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. Don't hit escape to get out of there. Let's do that again. Offset this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And it says it doesn't want to create that. Why not? You turkey. All right, let's go back in the sketch. All right, let's go do the offset. Let's offset this 1, 2. Oh, I know why. 3, 4. Okay, and then we click right here. See it didn't want to offset because it was trying to go inside. It can't go inside because there wasn't anything left. 0.3. Okay, and now I'm going to hit space bar to get out of there and enter. Okay, so we just get out of there without making it disappear. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 millimeters around this. Okay, so now we're going to do one more offset. So offset here, 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 and here. Okay, and then we're going to click on outside again, and then we're going to click on this guy, and we're going to do 2 millimeters now. Okay, hit the enter. Okay, there we go. So now we're out of that, and see how all these are black? Black means they're fully constrained. If they're blue, that means they're not constrained and they can be moved. So if I try to move this wall, it's not going to move. It's just going to stick there. Okay, but if I was to, let me hit space bar, it gets me out of everything. So if I click on this and I delete this, we see it turns blue now. So now I could actually grab that and move it around. All right, so let's hit a Control Z to get that back, Control Z to get the other one back, or we just go back up here to undo. Okay, so now we got our basic shape. I want to create a line going down, so I'm going to go over here to line, or we'll start using L from now on if we want to do more. So we're just going to draw a line, and then now we're going to hit L to get out, draw another line over here, L. Okay, L to hop out of that, and now we're going to go over to here to trim. We're going to trim this guy. Okay, these are like little scissors. We're just going to slide over top and then just go through those lines that we don't want to keep anymore. All right, so next is we're going to create a distance between this guy right here. Let's get out of trim. We could hit M, or we could just click on those scissors now. So now we're going to find the distance, well, create a distance from here to here, and I want that distance about 2 millimeters. Okay, and then I want it equally from each side. So all right, so if I want to find the center of this guy right here, what I can do is I can grab a line, and this is just like a midpoint right here. So we're gonna take the midpoint down. This is a super easy method of doing it. Hit L to get out of that. So that is now connected to the midpoint. It's black. It means it cannot be moved. And I'm going to make this a construction line. Okay, let's go. We're going to click on that line, and we're going to go way over here to construction. Okay, so we could hit Q for construction if we want to do it anymore. Space bar to get out of that. And now let's do from here to here is, let's undo that, Control Z, Control, okay. Then we're going to go from here to here is going to be 1 millimeter. Okay, now we're completely centered and everything's black and everything's fully constrained. All right, so now what we want to do is create our top portion of this flashlight holder. All right, so now I will start with a circle, and then this circle is going to be 14.5 millimeters. So I'm going to just click anywhere, and then I'm going to create a dimension on this, and we're going to call 14.5. Here we go. All right, and now how far do we want this up? Now we can put in a dimension to lock this into position. So do I want it, how far from the frame? And I can put that in, let's say 10. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. All right, so now we will make the dimension to go outside of this. So we're going to do offset. So we're going to go about 5. We can go less than 5 actually. I put in 5 millimeters. We'll keep 5 because 5 is going to give me a nice. No, let's change this. Let's go a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go like 3 millimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to start creating like tangents here. Okay. All right. So 3 millimeters. Enter. And now what I want to do is create a line. So L for line, and I want to take it from this edge, and I want to take it to a tangent C. Okay, see that those 2 pop-ups there? That's one of those on the right hand side is tangent, and I want that tangent. Hit L to get out, and I can go here. I got a space bar to get out of that. Hit your L, click there, wait until we get the tangent sign again, click there. Okay, L to get out of that. Now we can do our trims again. So let's hit M for trim. That's a shortcut. And we're going in here and we're trimming off these little pieces that we don't want. Okay, so getting rid of all those little blue pieces that we don't want. All right, and there's that. So now we probably create another one that goes a tangent point from here to here and here to here. So let's go to L. We're going to create L and then find that tangent. There's the little right hand thing popped up. We're going to click there. L to get out of that. L to start. Wait until we see the tangent. There's a tangent. L to pop out of there. M to trim. Let's go to M. We're trimming that right now. Notice these are not identical. So I can actually create them, I can make them identical by adding maybe a an angle. So we're going to go angle here to here. We're going to call this, let's say 25. No, not 253. 25. 20. What am I doing? 25. There we go. My fingers are fat. All right, so now I'm going to do the other side, and then this should constrain it, and it won't move then. Okay, here we go. Nope, I want an angle here, here to here. 25. And now it broke, okay? So, why did it break? Perhaps a tangency or something? I think I know why. Okay. Let me get rid of that guy. And I will actually hit M. Let's trim this guy. And let's build our own new dimension. We're going to build a new line. So we're going to build this to here. And L to get out of there. D for dimension. Click here. Click here. We're going to set that to 25. And now we're going to do this. And we're going to go tangency with that one. I don't think it's going to look the same. It's not. Ah, I think that was it. Let's see if I can. I don't think that's ever going to be tangent. You know what? Maybe our circle here is offset. So let's go to distance, dimension here. We're going to click on the center guy right here, and we're going to click on this guy. Aha, it was a tiny bit off. So now we are making it perfectly straight, and it turned all red. Red means that there's some issue going on. So let's get rid of this 30. Click on that, left click. Okay, there it fixed it. Everything looks like it's back to normal. We're gonna delete that guy. We're gonna delete this guy and delete that guy. We're gonna try to take a dimension. Let's take that dimension again. All right, so L for line. I'm sorry, we're gonna take that line now. So here to here, okay, and then here to here. All right, L to get out of that, and then we can go to our dimension here. So click on this guy and this guy. We're gonna see if they're equal. As long as they're equal, we're fine. We're happy. 29, 2, 1. Yep, they're equal, so that's good. All right. Space escape to get out of that. Okay, 2 escapes, get out of that. See, everything is black and fully constrained. That's a good sign. That means we're pretty much good. I accidentally rotated by clicking on my right mouse button. It's okay, I can just get back and hit front to get back in there. Okay, so now let's see what we can do. We should be able to extrude this guy out. So I don't need to extrude this right here because this is actually my glass frame, the arms of my glasses. So I'm going to click on these guys, and I'm going to get out of that. So L to get out of there. I was actually stuck on that little dimension right there. So if I want to go construction, I click right here, click on these guys. Okay, click all these. Let's highlight all 4 of these guys. And we're going to hit the little use construction. So now they won't be extruded. They're just lines there, okay? So now, what else do I need? I need to get rid of this line right here. So let's hit, let's get out of that. And we're going to go M for trim. We're going to trim this edge, trim that edge. And now we should be able to extrude this, and it should extrude it as one piece. So let's see what happens. All right, finish the sketch. Okay. And now we will go to our extrude right here. Click on this area right here. And we're going to extrude. So how far do we want this? So I'm going to got my item, my flashlight, and I want to, how big do I want this? Maybe that's about 10 millimeters right there. I think that's probably good. 10 millimeters should be good. So we're going to click over here, not there, 10. Okay, and then so okay. So that's my first prototype piece. This should be pretty darn quick to print out. I'll even show you how to get this out. So let's left click, right click. Let's go to export, and we will put in our name. All right, so we got flashlight holder done. Now we're going to go to our Cura software. All right, we opened up Cura. Now we're going to do a file import or open files. We're going to click on that flashlight holder right there. Say okay, open. And then we got it open now. Now we want to take it. We want to rotate that. This is not the best orientation right here, so we're going to fix that. We're just going to rotate it 90 degrees. It's going to flatten out. Now we can go to slice. Take a slice of this. It's going to take 9 minutes to make this piece, okay? So I got a little brim going on, and then if we want, we can go look through this. So it's got some strength. We have a 20% infill density. This means how much of it is infilled. So if we want more, if this is not strong enough, maybe you're putting it on and it's cracking right away, you know, we can update this. We can go to 50% or so, you know, whatever you want, whatever you think is sufficient, but it's going to increase your time. So it went from like what, 9 minutes to 13, which that's still pretty darn quick. All right, so that is that. So I can send this off to my 3D printer now, and that I would just save the disk, and then I would kick that off to my 3D printer. So all right, so let me get that 3D printed and get right back and show you the results. All right, after some modifications, I got this 3D printed. And this is the end result, okay? There we go. And yeah, so it's very, very strong. This one I have 5 millimeters wall distance on it. So here's my flashlight. I put the flashlight inside of there, and it's a little bit loose. So what I probably want to do is I want to tighten up this diameter a little bit, okay? And then so that it works. So I could probably wrap a piece of tape around this, or I can change the diameter, the inner diameter of this guy right here. So let me show you how it works. So I'm going to put it on my glasses here. So to get it on the glasses, I just simply take it and I kind of tilt it, okay, and push it onto the frame. Tilt it, you know, you can trim this, and then it falls right in, okay? And then I'm going to slide it forward, and it's actually pretty tight there. You know, it's not even falling down now. See that? So it's good. Now we're going to take our flashlight, and we're going to push our flashlight into there. All right. And now we have our flashlight holder, and there we are. That's so functionable. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So of course I probably won't be wearing a hat at that time, but yeah, so I'm sure. All right, so that shows you how to install it. Yeah, of course it's heavy, and it can slip out because the hole diameter is a little bit too big, okay? I can adjust that hole diameter, and to take it off, I simply take it back out, and then I can twist it and pop it out like that. All right. Now this is different for your glasses, of course. My glasses are going to be different than yours, and maybe you don't wear glasses. So for people that don't wear glasses, this is not going to work. Maybe you can create something that hooks onto the brim of your hat that allows you to connect a light to it. And same concept, you know, you're putting a clip or something on your hat, and then you can get that on there. So yeah, all kinds of little invention things that you guys can create. I'm sure somebody created this before, but you know, this is my own thought and my ideas, and yep, just putting them down on my paper, drawing out my quick sketch, and yeah, sharing this information with you. So hopefully this was beneficial to you. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and yeah, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.